Who were Hamza al-Dahdouh and Mustafa Thuraya? According to their friends and Instagram accounts, they were two young journalists trying to make their names in Gaza. Hamza had pedigree, wanted to emulate his father, Wael al-Dahdouh, the Al Jazeera bureau chief. Mustafa was the go-to person for getting drone shots in Gaza. According to the Israeli Defense Forces, though, the young men were dangerous terrorists, members of groups that are, quote, actively involved in attacks against the IDF. On the 7th of January, with pinpoint accuracy, an IDF drone targeted the car they were in, killing all but one of the people inside. Along with eyewitness accounts and footage from the day, we've tried to piece together who they were and why they died. In the early hours of Sunday morning, an Israeli airstrike flattened this house on the outskirts of Rafah in southern Gaza. There's a heartbreaking routine to what happens next. Groups of journalists arrive, interview distraught relatives of the dead. The journalists trying to help people fully comprehend included those working for Associated Press and Reuters, along with al-Dahdouh and Thuraya, both working for Al Jazeera, Thuraya as a drone operator. Freelance journalist Yasser Kadai was with them.
وصلوا متأخرين لهذا عشان هيك ما طولوا يعني كل الطيارة ما طلعت إلا 4 دقائق بس وما عليت كتير.
But then, as the journalists were leaving, the first of 2 Israeli drone strikes.
فجأة واحنا نطلع من المكان على باب المكان ضربوا صاروخ استطلاع قريب منا. احنا فكرنا يعني مش استهداف انه خلص انه يعني المكان خطير انسحبنا من المكان طبعا كنا ورا بعض 3 سيارات.
A journalist filmed the immediate aftermath of this strike. No one is killed, but people are injured, like this man who was put into an ambulance along with corpses retrieved from the original bomb site.
Hamza.
Now the ambulance, followed by a car full of journalists, is on the move towards a hospital in Rafah. Minutes later, the person filming inside the ambulance captures a second drone strike. This is the one that kills Hamza al-Dahdouh and Mustafa Thuraya. The ambulance stalls. The occupants can't get out at first. Panic ensues. The person filming captures people running back towards Hamza and Mustafa's car. A crowd gathers around what's left of the vehicle. Hamza, Mustafa, and the driver are killed. Incredibly, a 4th person, called Hazim Rajab, survives. The key question: was this a pre-planned intelligence-led operation, or were the Israelis reacting to a drone being flown in the area that morning and then targeted the operator? Initially, Israel's defense forces said it had identified and struck a terrorist who'd operated an aircraft that posed a threat to IDF troops. They did not specify the nature of said threat. On Wednesday, the IDF released a statement claiming that both al-Dahdouh and Thuraya were members of Gaza-based terrorist organizations. They included a document they say shows Hamza al-Dahdouh's name on a list of people who've received payments from Palestinian Islamic Jihad. The document shows his name under the heading Electronic Engineering and a payment of $224. Mustafa Thuraya, they say, was a deputy squad commander in a Hamas battalion in Gaza City, but provide no evidence for this.
Actually, I was shocked to see what the Israeli army published. First, they are known as journalists inside Gaza, and they don't need to be anything else. This is my personal opinion because I know them.
Are you saying that there are question marks over the documentation that the IDF presented?
For us, as a syndicate, we say this is a fabricated document. Hamas or Jihad or anybody, they're not that stupid to write this document. Why Israel never even showed this kind of paper with any other person they assassinated?
In 2016, Al Jazeera broadcast this documentary called The Human Behind the Camera. Hamza and his father Wael, the Al Jazeera bureau chief, are filmed together in several scenes. The Qatari-based media group has described the Israeli claim that Hamza and his colleague Mustafa were terrorists as false allegations and part of a campaign to target journalists, which Israel refutes. Hamza's funeral on Sunday. His father Wael tries to comfort Hamza's wife. His son is not the only family member Wael has lost to an Israeli strike. His wife, 2 other younger children, and his grandson were killed in October.